The 9th century had two quite different economies. The Anglo-Saxons had a coin-based economy based entirely on the silver penny. Coins are used as units of account and units of payment and for the storage of wealth. The Vikings at this point were also using precious metal alongside various other things as means of payment. So we get grain, we get livestock, we get dried fish, all sorts of different commodities. Precious metal was also a commodity, but it was measured by weight. They were very happy to use coins. They didn't really care whether they had a face value as coins or indeed cut up bits of silver, silver bars. Any of these could function as long as they could be weighed and as long as they could be tested for their silver content. The Vikings were happy to take their precious metal in any form. Now, a hoard like this fits clearly into the Viking economy because we know it included several single silver ingots, although only one so far has been recovered, as well as the intact items of gold and the coins. So all of this makes sense in a bullion economy in which both gold and silver were valued by weight. 29 coins in total were recovered in the initial police investigation. Most of the coins that we have here are Anglo-Saxon. Now, there are two exceptions. A dirham, so this is an Islamic dirham, possibly from southern Spain. And then there's a Frankish dinar or penny. It's in the name of Lodovicus or Louis, probably Louis the Pious. The other coins recovered were Anglo-Saxon, and most of these date from the late 870s, and that gives us the date for the hoard. Most of them were issued by two particular kings, and this is what makes the hoard particularly interesting historically. One of them is the best known Anglo-Saxon king, Alfred the Great. He was king of the West Saxons, the area south of the Thames, from 871 to 99. The other coins in the hoard were issued by a considerably less well-known figure, Ceolwulf II of Mercia, and he ruled from 874 to 879. We only really know of him from records written at Alfred's court 10-15 years after he disappeared mysteriously as king. He's described as being a puppet of the Vikings. He's described also as a foolish king's thane, implying that he's a minor noble rather than a real king in his own right. But the coins provide important new evidence which challenges the account that we have from Alfred's court. There are two coin types in the names of both kings represented within the hoard. The first of these was exceptionally rare. On one side, it carries the name of one ruler or the other. That's very typical. The other side carried the name of the moneyer, but the design for that shows two emperors seated side by side, and above it, a winged figure. That suggests an alliance. And we can also see from these coins that the same moneyers were striking for both emperors, which again suggests a monetary alliance. There's then a second coin type issued with identical designs by the two kings, and again with considerable overlap of moneyers striking for both kings. So what we see is a pattern of the two kings working together in apparent harmony, and then Ceolwulf just disappears from the historical record. Alfred is suddenly ruler of both, and then a few years after that he writes the record, or his court writes the record of what happened, forgetting to mention how he acquired Ceolwulf's kingdom and damning him for posterity. And what's so special about these coins is they tell us that's not the whole picture. And if it weren't for these coins, we'd never know that happened.